Welcome back everyone. Today we'll be continuing the second part of the food ordering application, and for this video we'll be building the home page. Firstly, I'll fetch all the assets from the Figma file and copy them to our code. To manage the images in this project, I'll be creating the app images file where I will store all the paths to the images. This is to make it easier to collect and use in the application. Next, we have to include the paths for the new images in our postspec.yaml file. The files and images are going to be available on the GitHub repository, so you can easily copy them and include them to your project without going through all the steps. So to start, we would create the home screen folder, and inside it we'll have the home screen.dat. Before we move on to the home screen, I would like to change the Gilroy font to another font which is free to use. I would go to the postspec.yaml, remove the Gilroy font, and then import the Google Fonts package. To use this font in our application, just go to the main.dat and remove the font family that was previously added and replace it with the font theme. And for this application, we'll be using the quintessential fonts, which is within the Google Fonts package. Then we go back to the home page. In this screen, we'll have the scaffold which would hold the home screen page. Next, we add the content of the home screen using a safe area to put spacing at the top and the bottom to prevent the headers of the device from showing up. We include the text on the home screen just to see what's going on there. But to navigate to this screen, we need to move from the splash screen. So on the untap function on the splash screen, we put a navigator to move to the home page. Next, we continue the text on the home screen. After that, we add the user icon which is within the row on the home screen title. The row widgets help to align both widgets horizontally. So next, we place the little spacing just below this row. Then after the spacing, we add our text field. We set the height of the text field using the min and max height to 61, and next we go into the prefix, which is the initial search icon. After this, we add our hints and the style for our hints, which is font size of 13 and a color of black. We want the background color in our text field, so we set field to true and the field color to be a light gray. We want a rounded border around our text field, so we use an outline border, a circular outline border with a border color of transparent. To keep this styling in all states of our button, we copy it in the enabled and focused states. Next, we want our icon to be visible always on the text field, so we change the prefix to prefix icon. After that, we add our sized box, which gives a little height under the text field. Then we move to adding the row which contains the popular restaurants and the view all text. Going further, we'll create a new widget for the restaurant card. This is to keep our code clean and manageable. So in our restaurant card, we just add a container with a color of red so that we can see the widget. So we need to shape this widget to fit the design. So we use a clip path and create a custom clipper. Custom clipper are used to create widgets with customized shapes and curves. The custom clipper is made up of two functions, the get clip and the should clip. The get clip draws the path, while the second function returns a boolean which specifies if the path should be returned or not. For this custom path, we will make use of three path functions. One is the move to, second is the line to, and the third is the quadratic bezier to. The move to specifies where our point should start without making any actual line. The line to creates a straight line from the last position to the end position specified in the function. And the quadratic bezier is used to make a curve which refers to 2 points. The first point is used to control the curve and the second point specifies the end of the curve. So based on this information, we build the custom clipper for our application. Setting the should clip to true, we enable the clipper to refresh whenever we reload the application. I would add the image to the custom clip path so that I would be able to see how the shape forms. Finally, we would like to have the button on the bottom right side of the card. So using a stack widget, we position the clip path to the top and we add the circle avatar with a radius of 35 and the SVG of horizontal arrow, which is now assets. Next, we need some text below this widget, so we create a column. With the main axis size, we make sure the column doesn't stretch to extend the whole screen. Using the text widget, we add the name of the restaurant, adding the font size of 20 and weight of 600. Next, we use a row widget to add the distance. And also, using an SVG, we add the ratings, which are stars, and we set the color to gold. Since I'll be reusing the star widget, we'll create a method called star so that it can be reused multiple times on this widget. The next widget we'll be building is the SVG for the location pane. This asset is also available on the assets directory if you got the files from GitHub. So going back to the home page, we can see our restaurant card has been completely built, but you notice once we open the text field, there's a UI error on the screen. This is because the page is not scrollable. So we'll change the column to a list view. Columns are not scrollable widgets, but list view are scrollable, so we'll make use of the list view. We'll also remove the padding outside of the column and set the padding inside of the list view. Let's copy this restaurant card multiple times. Looking at the restaurant card, we notice they are closely spaced together, so we add a sized box under the card to give it a little spacing. Next, we add a spacing at the bottom of the list view, this is where we're going to locate our button. So since we have the same design for our button on the splash screen, we'll just create a new widget called the primary button. We'll create a new stateless widget called the primary button and paste the code for the button. We add two variables for the text and for the function, which is going to be triggered when the button is clicked. So once we're done with the button, we place it on the splash screen. Adding the text and the function. Once we refresh the application, we should see the button on the splash screen. So clicking on the button, we go to the home page where we can also create our reusable button. So we add one more button with the function and the text. This is all for the home page screen. Thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.